Hi, this is Joanne Sobieck-Lingg. Welcome to Parenting the Third Shift, Checking Your Privacy Paradox. Just a quick note, since I work in a public library, I've geared this slideshow toward parents, and it could be used at a PTA night or a parents' night, but it could also be easily adapted for teachers and administrators. So what is the third shift? Sociologist Arlie Hochschild's seminal work from 1989, The Second Shift, described the first shift as being for breadwinners and introduced the idea of a second shift for caretaking of home and family. But now there is a third shift for parents that focuses on monitoring a safe online presence for their children. Despite all the dangers, all hope is not lost. Parents are becoming much more internet savvy, as these Pew statistics suggest, but so are kids. However, most folks are aware of the most fundamental ways to stay safe, such as adding filters and antivirus programs, checking security settings, having their kids report problems or ask for help, and making sure their kids know not to believe everything they encounter online. But many of us still fall prey to the privacy paradox, which means we express true concern over our privacy, yet still overshare on social media. We seem to be forgetting that our online identities can affect our employability as well as our conscience. And we still may not be considering what our oversharing on social media is doing to our kids and doing to create their online presence and identities. This oversharing of our kids' information and images is often referred to as sharenting. And sharenting has led to digital kidnapping, increased cyberbullying, and generally just putting our kids at greater risk of danger. But we can take some relatively simple steps to keep our kids safe from this phenomenon. Familiarize yourself with your privacy settings on all of your social accounts and make sure they're set for maximum safety. Check your friend network to make sure it really is full of your friends and people you trust. Double check your content before you post it. In fact, it's probably a good idea to have someone else take a look at it too. Get permission from the postees or their guardians before you post anything, especially if it features kids. You don't want to be responsible for another child's negative online identity. And finally, be aware that you are contributing to, maybe even creating, your child's digital footprint, and that can last a long time. As parenting expert Natalie Holmes points out, what we think is harmless and cute one day may contribute to an unwelcome online persona for our children. Here are some other steps we can take. Consider restricting visibility of tagged photos and videos, status updates, your wall, and your friends and followers lists. Also consider direct messaging or private emailing over posting, especially if the content includes minors' private information and images. Don't put personal information in your profiles, even your profile pictures. I know many parents who have their adorable children as their profile pictures or avatars, but now everyone who views their profile knows exactly what their kids look like. If others post messages or tag photos that have your children in them, don't be afraid to delete them or request that they do. And look into invisible tagging in your own post. Things will still be tagged, but the tags will not be visible to everyone who views your posts. And don't be afraid to block the oversharers in your life or those who are no longer in your life. Former friends and colleagues don't need continued access to your information or that of your family. Consider having joint media accounts for your family. That way, the burden of managing online social media accounts and online identities doesn't fall to just one person. If you've set up Google Alerts or other online alerts for yourself, consider doing it for your kids as well. If you haven't done it at all, consider doing it for every member of your family. Then you can know if any one of you is mentioned or searched online. Ask yourself, as you prepare to post about your children or others, some simple questions. Would this information, photo, or video be appropriate to post if the subjects were adults, i.e., ditch the cute bathtub pictures? Would the subjects now or when they're older be embarrassed by this post? Is this post a fair reflection of the actual situation? We've all been known to embellish a little for comic or dramatic effect, but you wouldn't want that to affect your child's future job prospects. And finally, if they're old enough, ask your kids if they mind what you're considering posting. After all, parents are the stewards ultimately responsible for their child's privacy, past, present, and future. As you can see, there are plenty of resources to teach us all more about how to keep our kids safe online and to create a positive online identity for our children. Thank you very much for your time, and please feel free to contact me with any questions. The end.